Hello, welcome back to the Sake House. I am Rio Sake, where we don't actually drink because I don't have reasons for that. I just don't. Um, yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, welcome to this lovely Thursday evening. I tried to record this audio once and it didn't record, so I'm recording it again. So we gonna do this again. I don't remember what all we talked about. But it's okay. It's okay. I can improve upon my last commentary. Are you with me? Yeah. What I said. Sorry for the random hiccups that you might hear. I may or may not have, goodness gracious, Google what Hangouts. I might have to shut it up right now. How about that? How about that? And the conversation continues to happen. I don't know how I stop that sound. How do I do that? Let's see. Options. Notifications. Don't tell me right now. Don't say anything. Don't say a word. Or so I think. We'll go with that. If it doesn't happen on my big computer, it'll happen on my phone. So. And I say big computer because I have two computers. I have a laptop and I got my big gaming rig. Nonetheless, and as I said in the last non-recording of this audio, I say that word too much. But let's first talk about what we're doing in this video. Because today we are doing let's see, this is the house of the lovely grandmother who I thought originally I was going to have her be like a awesome witch or something like that. But she just turned out to be a sweet grandmother who has a little herb garden in her house. Her name is Santha Ivett, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. I do use a lot of name generators because I don't like basic names and by basic, I mean typical names, like names that are easily remembered. I apparently really like names that are moderately difficult and maybe even not American. And I'm happy with this. Anyway, she's supposed to be a lovely she's supposed to be a witch who can predict the future and whatnot, but I don't know if that's how that's going to go down because I've worked on the plot line of the Oasis Let's Play that is going to start in a little bit. It's we'll call it a murder mystery, but it's not a murder mystery. It's more like a missing person thing. But other than that, they're just going to be living normally, and ever so often I'll have captions of the supposed conversation. I don't know how I'm going to do this. We're just going to know that one person disappears and then someone's going to have to find them, or someone's going to see, or we'll somehow find out. We'll just go with that. How about that? Yeah, that's how we'll do it. But this house, she is, let's see, she's I kind of had her as, a Romany, the non-terrible name for a gypsy, it's the Romany, I believe. She was she has a lot going on in her, but she's an amazing grandmother. She actually did have kids. She has some grandkids, but they don't see her very often, or she doesn't get to see them very often. So that's what's happening. Let me think. We are now... What is happening? It didn't show the audio. Either way, she lives in a house, of course. She lives in a house. She lives in a little bit Italian country house with flares of other cultures, I think. I don't know. I kind of made it my own, even though I almost went with that window until I realized there was no actual glass on it. And then it made me sad. But then I was like, I still wanted to, I found a house and I was very inspired by it. And I was like, let's try it. And that's why this window came into play. I really like this window. I probably wouldn't put it on any other house, but I still love it nonetheless. The house itself, I think, was kind of boring until I decided to change up the windows a little bit. This is one of the more interesting houses, in my opinion, that I've done. But this is just a interesting, just another one of our players in this Let's Play, and this is her house. I'll have a little video showing, I don't know if I want to show her creation, or I want to just show, like, I think I will show her creation. I didn't take that time to record that video for nothing. Anyway, yeah, I realize I haven't been putting any of my social media into the description. So anyone who watches these may not be able to see me anywhere else or something like that. Not that I'm all that worried about it. In fact, that's probably why I didn't. But I would like to, try that, see how that goes. I forgot to put in the wall behind the stairs. So as I start decorating that bathroom, things start to go a little bit haywire. I'm like, what is happening? And then I finally realized that I didn't put in a wall and that's just the actual stairs. Like, stairs don't help create a room, shockingly enough. But today I wanted to talk about the weird things in life. Weird happenings. I mean, there's a lot of, as with all builds, there's a bit of decision making. Unfortunately for me, I'm slow at making decisions. Not slow at making decisions. We'll go with, I'm just a little bit slow moving on trying to make this building. We'll go with that because that makes more sense. But yeah, back to the weird things in life. I feel like I have a lot of weird things that happen in my life. They're not like majorly weird. They're like, now that I think about it, they're probably a little bit boring weird, but at the same time, just like, why? So, as I've said before, I went to college for music, and so I played the flute, and I'm not going to give a quality to my flute playing. I'm just saying I tried out at 3 different schools and I got scholarships at each. I'm silly. I'm not a good flute player. I'm not very good at reading music in general. Like, I can write it and put it down, but if you want me to play and read it, I literally have to memorize it before I can. But I will say that it actually made my memory better since then, so that's a plus. Oh, that's what happened to that post. Never mind. That's a tell for tomorrow's or the next day's video. Let me think. So I have weird things happen to me when I was in college the first time. Also had weird things happen to me when I was in college the second and third. And I think this time I'm in college now is the 4th now. Yeah. But so one day, so as a flute player, you're required to be in band. And when you're in band and you play in a section of other instruments, more of the same instrument, where there's more than just one or even 2 of y'all, you have section practice. In section practice, we would have, I don't think it was our band director, but the section leader led those. So we would go to the certain room upstairs in the music building, and we go sit in this room where there's numerous chairs, stands, and a piano, and we would practice. Well, the issue is pianos are crafty creatures, right? They're crafty. You can't trust pianos. And I say that with all seriousness because I put my flute and I put my keys down on the piano when I was preparing to get my flute out. I took my flute out and I put it on a stand, had my music ready. I was one of the first ones there. Other people were slowly trickling in, and I end up going to play the piano a little bit because that was my first instrument, was the piano. I opened it to play the piano a little bit, and my key slid underneath all the mechanical portions of the keyboard. And of the keyboard, I mean the piano. All those hammers that hit the strings themselves, all the mechanical stuff slid right on under because they slid on down the back of the lid of the piano. And I couldn't get them back. They were just far enough away that I couldn't even use a hanger or something like that. And I thought I was doomed. I thought I would never be able to get home. At that point in time, I didn't even have a cell phone. My mom wouldn't allow me to have one. Also, I couldn't afford one myself. This was back in like 2001. Just letting you know right now. This was not anytime recent. 2001. So I ended up fortunately, I'm not even gonna say luck. Fortunately, I knew of a few of my friends at school had started working for the local piano center, moving pianos for people. And so they had practice recently. Thank goodness. So much practice. Taking apart the pianos in certain ways that makes it easier. And I found one of these friends, and he came and removed my keys from the piano, and I was able to go home, and I was eternally grateful. And he's still a lovely person. He actually, he's a very talented musician. Thank goodness he was there that day. Let's see, what other weird things happened in school? I think the other thing was, like, apparently I don't know my strength, and things got out of control one day. My friend, you always have those friends that like to do little pranks to you, like you're walking up and they see you, and so they hold the door closed, and you grab the handle and you try to open it, and then as soon as you try to pull a little bit hard, they let go, so you kind of fall backwards. Yeah, my friend did that to me, except I used way too much of my strength trying to get this. I used way too much of my strength opening the door. Like the first 2 times I pulled, I was like, oh, haha, let it go, let me in. The third time, I was like, I'm going to pull really hard. This is a fair warning. Fair warning. And so I planted my feet, I grabbed the handle, and I pulled as hard as I could. And holy cow, that door came off its hinges into my hands. I'm holding it up, kind of being crushed by it, because it's not a light door. It's a big metal from the 70s door, so you know it's solid. And I'm half falling, and my friends are just like shocked, but also laughing at the same time. And I can't with them today. So I had leaned the door up against the wall, against the other door, because it was a double door, 2 double door set wall pane of door things and glass. They luckily no glass was broken in the situation, but I did go tell the authorities in the building, and by authorities I mean the department chair and the what was that? It was the department chair and the advisor / secretary of the department. And I told them, and I came back the next day. I think it was maybe have happened on a Friday. On Monday, I came back and there was a brand new door facing with black steel and more doors of glass and much more sturdy than the old door we had. And like literally within the same amount of time, like 2 days later, I was getting into my car from being at school, and I may or may not have cracked my window by trying to kill a mosquito, and still didn't kill the mosquito. So that thing was still alive. I was so frustrated. I had to get a new windshield. It was terrible. But yeah, a lot of weird things happened at school. I'm not upset about them. I enjoyed school a lot. I think I enjoy school now because I actually make good grades and I really enjoy what I'm studying. Like, I enjoyed music, but I'm not good at learning theoretical, at least music theory. I'm almost not good at learning music theory because it's too much like learning math, and that's bad. But I think we're coming up on the end of this video in a little bit. And I don't want to start a new story because I do have one that, again, in my previous recording, I was doing, and I was gonna make it. Ooh, it'll be cool. Like I can't like I was going to. Let's see. I was going to come back and like leave it because I left it at a cliffhanger. I was smart. I left it at a cliffhanger, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that this time because I think we're almost done. I think we're a minute out. I guess I'll start it a little bit. So another thing that happened when I was in school that was very weird and also a bit tragic. My sorority, I was part of a sorority, Tau Beta Sigma, Tall Turtle for the win. Anyway, we it's a service sorority. I'm sorry. It's a service sorority fraternity situation. It's lovely people. I enjoyed everyone there. But we had our own issues. I still talk to some of them to this day. They're cool. The biggest problem is that one night we had finished some activity, and so we'd gone out to eat at IHOP, or I don't know where we were. IHOP across the town. We're coming back so everyone could get their car. I was the one driving, and this car just zooms past me so fast. And I was just like, this guy needs to be careful. He's gonna get hurt.